This is a Mini John Cooper Works World Rally car. And this is a Mini Countryman. It's just a standard road car that I found in the car park. But there's no way this car would survive being thrashed around on some of the toughest stages on the rally circuit. So, what makes a rally car? This body shell looks a little bit like a burnt out car you might find by the side of the road. It's all part of the process though.
It does look a bit dark and rusty. That's because the body shell has been dipped in an acid bath to remove all the paint, and the raw steel in the moisture in the air rusts very quickly, so it does give it its rather mottled effect, but once it's painted it'll look lovely. We cut away all the parts of the car that we don't want, the weak points. So there are elements here which are the wheel arches. We cut those away because they're a bit weak, and we replace them with these much stronger steel pickup points for the suspension. And as you can see, we had the roll cage in here to stop the suspension turrets from moving together. And there are lots of new welds and brackets and pickup points for things like the seats, the steering column, the pedal box and the fuel tank underneath. So a lot of work goes into this, maybe 500 or 600 man hours of work go from converting what is a standard Mini Countryman road car body shell into a World Rally car body shell.
And the roll cage is one of the most important parts, obviously, for the drivers.
Fundamentally important. If you look on the Mini, there are meters and meters of this very strong steel tubing, which primarily are there to protect the driver and co-driver. But what they also do, they provide extra rigidity to the chassis and make it very stiff.
So there are a lot of standard features on this car that you would get on a normal Mini Countryman on the road.
It's exactly the same. The body shell, the original body shell, has come straight off the Countryman production line. So everything that you see here is exactly as you get on the road car, and you're very limited as to what you can do to it under the regulations. Obviously, you put the roll cage in, you can make fundamental changes to make it safe and suitable for rallying, but the whole essence of the sport is that it reflects the road car it's based on.
So still quite a lot of work to be done on this car. Where are we going to next?
Well, this will go to the paint shop, get painted white, and then it's off the rally workshop where it'll be built.
While the body shell's being painted, we've come to the tech centre. Now what's going on behind us? What's this?
Well, this is the gearbox from the Mini World Rally car, which is being assembled. It's a 6-speed sequential gearbox. So you've got first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth gears.
And why is it so different to what we get in a normal road car?
Well, you don't have a sequential gearbox, so in the rally car they just pull a lever backwards and forwards, whereas in a road car you have an H-pattern gearbox. In the rally car it needs to be much stronger, so we have these straight cut teeth. In a road car they cut at an angle to keep the gearbox nice and quiet, otherwise you would be deafened as you drive along the motorway. But in a rally car it's noisy anyway, so it doesn't matter. So the configuration of the engine is the same as you get in the road car. Everything else on the engine is then purpose made for a rally engine because it's under a lot more stress. What you have to keep is the block and the head, and they are the same as you'd find on a road car. This is probably the item that is the most crucial piece on a rally car. This is the suspension. So this is the damper and spring. On a road car you'd probably call it a shock absorber. It's the same sort of thing. This is the element of the car which keeps the wheels attached to the ground. So when you hit a bump, this absorbs the shock, but also ensures that the wheel maintains its grip on the ground, and that's important otherwise, because while the wheel is off the ground, you're not going forward, the wheels are spinning. And it's a little known fact that actually on a rally car, on a gravel stage, the wheels are probably only actually in contact with the surface about 50% of the time. So the better this is, the longer the wheel's in contact with the surface and the faster you go. And if you compare this in size to what you get on the road car, this is far more substantial. If you imagine a rally car's maybe doing 100, 120 miles an hour over rocks, if you did that in a standard Mini Countryman or a standard road car, the suspension would destroy itself.
This looks a little bit more like a map you might find on the London Underground. What is going on this wall?
Well, this is the wiring harness being built for the Mini World Rally car. And yeah, I guess it doesn't look dissimilar to the London Underground map, and it's probably more complicated in many ways. I wouldn't have a clue where to start. The guys here have this, and they have this full-size board, and they get the relevant wires, they cut them to length, they tag them all up, and then they'll put connectors on it, seal it all up, and then you have a complete wiring harness which is ready to put into the bottom of the car. You would have this on a normal road car. The difference would be that the road car isn't made up to the same specification. And this is a very expensive bit of kit that is designed to survive all sorts of conditions. In your road car, you can take a connector apart and put it back again and it'll break. And when it's finished, it looks a little bit like this one here. As you can see, it's all fully sealed. We have these very high spec connectors on, which are the same as you'd find on a tank or a military jet. They can be connected and reconnected dozens of times. So there you go, one finished harness.
So all those white wires we saw on the wall, all inside there?
All inside there and sealed up.
What's going on in this workshop?
Well, this is the shell, all nice and shiny, so it does look nice after it's been painted. This is where it will live now till it's finished. So all the components and the assemblies from around the site come into this workshop and they're fitted piece by piece into the car. So one of the first things that goes in, which we looked at earlier, is the wiring harnesses. Things like brake pipes. We've got the windscreen wiper motor here, which is pretty much standard off a road car.
And it doesn't have to be reinforced or anything like that?
It's only a windscreen wiper motor. We try and make it as light as possible, clearly. It's all about weight. And then if you come inside, you can see that the bracketry I talked about earlier is now being fitted. So you've got the steering column and the steering rack fitted to that bracketry. The pedal box has gone in. You can see some hydraulic lines going in for the brake system. And bit by bit, this will all be built up till it's a fully finished car. It'll take probably 2 to 3 weeks, I would think.
And it's the same format for making a road car as well, when you're fitting it out with all the wires?
Similar. If you've ever been to a factory, if you go to the MINI factory in Oxford, which is 30 miles from here, a car comes off the production line there about every minute, every 60 seconds or so. This will take 3 weeks. So, different process. It's not all automated. This is all very manual. These are very skilled people. So the principle is the same. The time it takes is completely different.
To my very untrained eye, this car, if you put 4 wheels on it, looks like it's ready to race. Am I right? And also, how did it get to this when we've just seen it in the workshop?
Well, clearly it would take a couple of weeks to go from that to this, but yes, it is a finished car. Put 4 wheels on it. You could drive it out of the workshop now. All we'd ask for is £400,000.
£400,000. Let me check with the boss.